YouTube, this is Vacuum Man 8 today, and welcome to Vintage Week, the conclusion. The two machines that were picked were two, very modern machines indeed back in the day, really, because these were both Hoover's new updated versions of their current range. The Constellation, all the Constellations before this. The first one was the one that never floated, was a top fill. The second one was a floating one with a top fill. So this was the very first Constellation they did with the front opening for the bag, which made it a lot more easier to control. This one does float very well indeed. So that one, the first thing I did with this one was remove this ticking time bomb. This is one machine I haven't done that yet with. Quite a big machine. It's quite an easy job because you got a red, a black. So what you do, you connect the two reds. When you cut them off here, you connect the two reds together with some sort of connection block, or a bullet connector, or you could use like a chocolate block sort of style connector, as they call it in the trade. And now that one there is safe to use and don't have to worry about that one blowing. So it did pretty well, that one. Did mainly a lot of up top cleaning with that one, because these things don't seem to float very well on hard floors. They're fine when it comes to the rugs and carpets, but not very good on hard floors. So generally the one I used the most really was the Hoover Junior, but that Hoover Junior needed most of the work done to it. Now this one, it's looking a lot better. I've just sort of polished this one up now. I mean, it was no point doing it before Vintage Week, because I would have had to do it again. So I made it look quite nice today. The main issue with it was, when we first fired this one up, was the fact is the motor didn't spin very well and it was slowing. And I'm pretty much sure I've used this one all week. I had no issues at all. I think I've used it twice a day. So it's probably been used for about 15 to 20 minutes every day for the last 7 days with no issues. So the motor, take the belt off now. Really spins nice and free now. There was an issue. So this one I think was one of the first Hoover Junior motors we ever sort of serviced on Vacuum Man 8, and since then, probably since about 20, so I think I've probably done about 20 now, maybe 15 to 20, and sort of improved what I've been doing. So I just used the improved ways to make it run better. Believe it or not, started this one on Thursday, soaked the bearings, cleaned them all out, got them running nice. This bearing here was the issue, because after rebuilding it, I didn't bother doing anything, because this is supposed to be you're not supposed to grease these at all officially, but you can do if they're a little bit old. So this was a brand new bearing, and what happened was the front bearing was nice and free, and as soon as I clamped the thing in, because you can split the motors in half and then you have to clamp the bearings in place with some clamps. As soon as I clamped it, it was tightening up, and it shouldn't be doing that. So without the clamps it was fine, with the clamps it wasn't. So in the end I swapped it with a bearing from a 60s machine, a spare 60s machine motor. Just took the bearing out of it, keep it authentic, and it's fixed the issue. So this pattern bearing was the issue. So I could probably avoid a pattern bearing like that. Then the suppressor, this thing is a little bit different. This was the first suppressor they fitted to the Juniors. A little bit different because it's got 3 wires coming out instead of 2. So you sort of have to put this wire back in onto the machine, which I did, which the 60s donor motor had. So that sorted that out. So this has got Siebel bag in it. This one's have a paper bag because I misplaced the HEPA bag I actually made for it. I've actually cleaned out and tidied lots of things over the 6 weeks, and I've tidied it so well that I can't find it. So I went back to a generic paper bag. Still got the original bag over there, just to put back in the machine after it's done. The handle as well. This has got a nice white handle, and that I do believe is what that should look like. Now I could actually go out and I was thinking about wet sanding it back, or and doing it, but at the moment, if I ruin it, if I get under the vacuum, and I've got two, I'm probably going to attempt one of them. So we are probably looking out for another one now, just mainly for the bag, because the machine's not in bad condition. The handle release got replaced as well. So yeah, did a good job. Brush roll's been done as well for this one. Looks like it's just come off the production line, doesn't it? But yeah, that's the same brush roll. One of the end caps, which are the bearing holders, which are made of like a cast aluminium, they seized right in, couldn't get it out, so I think I've got plastic one on one side and a metal one on the other. Oh no, I haven't put them back in actually. I couldn't get the bearings out of it actually, so I've just greased them up. I've soaked them, greased them, so we just have to live with it. So hopefully I can get hold of some more bits. I've got a couple of ones, but I'm not too worried about this one too much. The brushes could do with replacing as well in it, and I've got them as well, genuine new ones. I misplaced them again. So when you've got lots of spares, you try and put all the junior bits together, senior bits together, and then you sort of know where you go. Oh yeah, that's where these are. So what we'll do now, we'll fire this one up now, because you couldn't really hear it much on the cleaning demo. We have got a little bit of fluff and that done down. And I will put the proper brush wire back in. Both plugged in. I did in the end put 60s MK plug on both of them, or on that one instead, because I just thought, well, I could just get another one. And plus as well, if you spend all that time sorting it all out all week, you may as well get it done. So we got some, what's these on the floor, mate, called? What are those red things on the floor called? Lentils. We got a few lentils this week. Cole's had a bit of a rough. It's not very well today, to be honest with you. So I've got to do this sort of vintage week bit. That's one reason why we're doing the vintage week, really, is because he's because of his house issues and that he's got. It comes around every 2-3 weeks that he can't always do the videos. It's a shame. He does enjoy it. So let's get this one done. And let's get this one done. But I'd actually like to use a different vacuum while the other ones are getting cleaned as well. So let's give this one a quick go and see what this service brush bar is. They do sound a little bit different because they got metal chassis to them, and plus as well the motor sounds, when you I mean, this was the first generation of that particular Hoover Junior. When you look at the 1224, this was a very modern machine indeed, actually, compared to the 1224. The colour scheme and the actual design of it. So I could do with probably putting one of those H springs in this one, because there's a bit of vibration in there. Or it could be the actual, I can't think what they're called now. They've got little clips that hang them in. But I've been trying to pull them out and spring them back in, but they're not really coming out. But I mean, it is, 60 plus years old, so can't mold them at anything. 60 years old. Turn the Connie on now. Flick it with that one. Lovely and quiet, this one. Never done the motor on one of these yet, so I know you can break the fans in them. So yeah, so this one, and now where does it go? It's not brilliant. This one, this actual Constellation hose will go straight to the top of the stairs at a push. So, you know, it's good for underneath for furniture and stuff. Up top cleaning. Turn that one off. So yeah, it works quite nice and smooth, that one. I mean, this one here originally was bought this one. I bought one. It was a bit of a shed on the outside. Motor was dodgy, but it was brushes in the end because they worn right down to the actual springs. Bought one that looked nice. Never judge a book by its cover. Got it home. It ran for a cut about 5 minutes, and then the motor just started shorting the electric out. So in the end, I took the motor out, the dodgy one, stuck it in this one in the end. And I think I'll just put the brushes from the other one into this one, and it works. And I mean, there it is, works fine. So pleased with the vintage week. It is nice to get a collection of 2 out. So it is nice, isn't it, mate? I mean, yeah, he's not feeling 100% today, but he'll be better. He'll be back by next week again. Probably about Tuesday, you'll find we're feeling fine today. So yeah, so enjoyed using this one. Back to the modern technology, so we're going to get the Dyson out. So what do we say? We say, Alexa, tell Dyson to start clean.
Your robot will start cleaning.
So this is 21st century technology at its best. I don't even have to so probably next month, I think we're having a new rug here. I think this is the next thing on the shopping list. So yeah, there it is. So modern technology is going to be used now. You know, modern technology, what's better? I mean, the old stuff does a good job, but the new stuff's very convenient indeed. I mean, you know, could be at work and it's cleaning your house, you know, I mean... Can't say no better than that, can you? Getting it clean for you when you get home and it's all clean. So yeah, so bye for now. Please subscribe to Vacuum Man. We'll get the modern technology back on. Give it a good clean. I mean, they've done a brilliant job around there, the Constellations. Fantastic machines. I mean, if you ever want to get one, you know, pick your colour really. Try and get one with the proper hose on it, but that's the hardest part, is getting one with a long hose. Out of the amount of machines that Carl's got, I think we've only actually got, this is the only proper hose we've got for it. Because they always seem to break. So yeah, so what'd you say now, Carl? Bye for now. Please subscribe to Vacuum Man. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.